Oh, thank God there's not a GoPro pointed at that speedometer, dude. Okay. Hi there, I'm Jonny Lieberman, you're watching MotorTrend, and this is Purple Insanity. You might know it better as the 2025 Porsche Taycan Turbo GT Weissach, and I really got to emphasize that Weissach part because, wow, does it change this car. I was at Laguna Seca when a race driver named Lars Kerr took this thing around and set the production EV lap record. His mission that day was not just to beat the time set by the Tesla Model S Plaid, but they wanted him to beat the Porsche 991.2 GT2 RS, which he did. In fact, he went so quick, he was within 0.2 of a second of a McLaren Senna. That's right, this 2.5-ton, 4-door former family sedan, we'll get to the former part in a second, was able to get within 0.2 of a $1 million hypercar on a real racetrack. Again, it's just insane. And we should talk about the former family part. If you look here, you can see no back seat. 4 doors, 2 seats. That's wacky. And that's just part of the weight savings you get with the Weissach package. Again, 0.2 of a second separate this from a McLaren Senna. Crazy. And allow me to show you just how crazy Purple Insanity here is. I would shout out my miles per hour, but I just go directly to jail. Holy cow! And it's not just that it goes fast, it's just how quickly it's going fast. Like, it's nuts. But before we get what it's like to drive this thing, we just gotta talk some more about the car, some more numbers, some more insanity. First of all, these tires, they're P0 Trofeo RS's. They just stick like crazy. On really good pavement, it just sounds as if you're constantly hitting something, but it's just the tires binding themselves up. Then there's the power, which it's 1,092 horsepower. How do you contextualize that? The Plaid only makes 1,020. The Sapphire makes more. 914 pound-feet of torque, whatever that means. You know, again, it's just a crazy amount. The brakes are also good, but back to the power. Just braking for a corner there. Yeah, so 60 miles an hour happens in 1.89 seconds. That's less than 1.9, and I think it's the quickest car we've ever tested at 60 miles an hour. It slows down to the quarter mile because it's only the second quickest car we've ever tested. It's just behind the Lucid Air Sapphire. This sucker does the quarter mile 9.23 seconds at over 150 miles an hour. But that's just straight line nonsense. Who cares? I mean, I care, but you know, the internet, oh, who cares? EVs go faster in a straight line. All right, well, this thing corners too. I told you about Laguna Seca, but we have this test we call the MotorTrend Figure 8 test. And in the history of testing cars, there are 3 machines that are quicker around our Figure 8 than the Taycan Turbo GT Weissach. And they are, see if you've heard of them, the McLaren 765 LT Spider, the Ferrari 296 Assetto Fiorano, and the Corvette, it's called the Z06 Z07. And then 1/10 of a second behind that Corvette is this. Which is like crazy, because that means that like every Lamborghini ever made, every McLaren except for that one, every Porsche, every, you name it, Gunther Works, I don't care, is slower around a handling course than this 4,911 pound EV. Put that in your pipe and smoke it! The way this thing just smokes a road, oh my God, it's nuts. how did this happen? Well, look, Porsche came out with the Taycan. It's their EV, drives like a Porsche. It's great. Everyone loves it. They make the Turbo S, over 700 horsepower. It's really great. And then Tesla comes along and they drop the Model S Plaid. And Plaid just invalidates this car. It costs less, goes way quicker. No one's talking about the Taycan. All right, well, they got to answer. Simultaneously, Lucid, to everyone's surprise, comes out with the Sapphire, which not only makes like all the power in the universe, but has great handling because of its tricky torque vectoring dual motor rear end. Okay, Porsche has to go back to the drawing board and they got to do something. They're Porsche, right? They can beat these EV startups on a racetrack because that's what Porsche does. And I can almost see how it happened. Like, I'm sure deep in the bowels of the GT division in Weissach, they've got some kind of like, computer that, you stick in the horsepower and torque and the weight and the chassis stiffness and the suspension stiffness and the tire grip and all these different factors, and it spits out like, hey, this is how fast this vehicle can go on the racetrack. And so it was like, Hannes? Ja, Henrik. Hannes, I noticed that if we were to pull 90.45 kilograms out of the Taycan, remove the back seat and add a wing, we could beat the 991.2 GT2 RS around Laguna Seca. Yeah, obviously we could do that, Henrik, but it's so stupid. Why would you do that? No one wants that. No, yeah, I agree. Hey, Hannes, didn't Wolfgang build the 991.2 GT2 RS? Yeah, he did. And I hate Wolfgang. Me too, Hannes. Me too. Boom. That's how it got built, was just like, because we can. And, look, if you've spent any time watching MotorTrend videos over the last 15 years, that's the only reason why we do anything. Best reason of all. Why not? If I would shut up and drive, wow. It's just like, it's Looney Tunes. All right, compare it to stuff. Feels about as quick as the Plaid. We know it's quicker. The Plaid is like, you took mom's car and you made it like the drag strip king. This just feels like a race car. And like, the Sapphire, again, it's something different. It's not quite like the mommy mobile thing, but it's just like this very digitized handling experience. Super fast, but that torque vectoring is so unnatural / magic that it's just, you don't trust it. Whereas this, you get race car vibes, right? It's like, oh, I'm staying flat through corners. I have these big wide tires that are just grip, and it just, there's a race car feeling to this that is absent in those other two big super sedans. Is it going to feel as good as GT2 RS or a GT3 or that Ferrari 296? Like, no, it's not, but it's faster, maybe quicker. I mean, it's going to be, it's just a mad machine. Again, I keep looking down and I'm seeing how fast I'm going. I'm like, I'm in trouble. Oh, woo, ha ha. It's just insane. It's just insane how quick this thing is. Negatives. Well, you probably want a back seat. Although I really love cars, that have odd things like, 4 doors, 2 seats. That's brilliant. It's like I modded my Toyota GR Corolla. Now I've got 3 cylinders and 4 exhaust pipes. Like, love it, gotta have it. When you're on it, the range drops. None of your friends will be able to keep up with you, which is maybe neutral. Like, if you want them to keep up, you have to drive slower. The tires probably cost a lot to replace. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, okay, are you really going to go to a racetrack? Well, I was having this fight online, believe it or not. People fight online. And, they're like, oh, who would ever do that? Well, and maybe Southern California is different, but there are people that like track. They take Tesla Model 3 performances and they track the snot out of them. And there's companies like Unplugged Performance is just one of many that they lower and modify new wheels, new aero, all that, better suspension, all that stuff. And there are people that like to track EVs because you don't have to deal with gears. You have torque out of corners, and if you can make the front end not plow, boy, you've got a great race car. So there is a growing, a burgeoning, a budding market for insanely fast track focused EVs. The price is maybe a bad thing because I think it's like over $230,000, but again, quickest car in the world to 60 miles an hour, a production car. Gangbusters in the quarter mile. The only thing faster is the Lucid Sapphire, and you can hang with Z07s and GT2 RSs on the racetrack. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So, in conclusion, yes, please. I would love to own this. Who wouldn't? It's just like, okay, you gotta have access to like a canyon road like this. I live 9 miles away, or a racetrack. But if you can afford to spend over $2 bills on this thing, you have access to any racetrack you like. Oh, and then you can do this. G-forces this thing generates are just wild. I think the most G's we've ever recorded at MotorTrend is like 1.17 on our skid pad, and I think I know this does 1.15. So it's a Z06 to Z07 package, and this is like 2/100ths of a G-force off in terms of road holding. It's just the mightiest thing. Oh, and it's easy to drive and it's comfortable. Better seat bolstering, sure, but wow. And there's just always more power, and it seems like there's always more brakes. Like, just what a thing they've done. What an accomplishment. Again, you may not understand it, but it's not for you. You hear what I'm saying? It's just not for you. I don't know who it's for, but I'd love to hang out with them. Woo! Anyhow, while I still have a legal driver's license, this is Jonny Lieberman signing off from MotorTrend. Thank you as always for watching. See you on the next one. Okay, I can't believe they actually sell this to anyone. Woo! Did I ever tell you I love my job? Oh, bro, dude.